Discover the rarest and most valuable top 6 Canadian coins ever minted. These extraordinary coins, featuring rich history and Queen Elizabeth II's legacy, have shocked collectors with their rarity and multi-million-dollar value. Join us as we explore their origin, significance, and how they became treasures worth millions. Top 6th is the 1989 1-cent coin from Canada. Is a remarkable piece of numismatic history. It might appear common at first glance, but beneath its copper surface lies a story of rarity and incredible value. This coin features Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, a familiar sight on Canadian currency. Her portrait on the 1989 cent was designed by Dora de Pettery Hunt, marking a significant artistic update at the time. The 1989 penny belongs to the final era of copper-plated coins before major changes began in Canadian coinage. It stands as a symbol of a transitional period in the country's currency. What makes this coin so special is its low mintage and the exceptional quality of a few surviving pieces. Most circulated pennies from that year are common, but rare variations are prized. Collectors often search for specific striking errors or die variations from 1989. These errors can be nearly invisible to the untrained eye but drastically increase the value of the coin. The reverse design shows the iconic maple leaves on a twig, created by G. E. Kruger Gray. This image has become one of the most recognizable emblems in Canadian coin history. Though millions were minted, very few of the 1989 coins were preserved in pristine condition. Those that remain untouched or were specially struck are worth far more than face value. Some were part of mint sets and never entered circulation. These pieces often have a mirror-like finish and are highly sought after by top collectors and coin investors. Coins that escaped mint scrutiny with double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws are even rarer. These types of mint errors can push their value into extraordinary territory. The 1989 Canadian cent also carries historical significance. It was issued during the later years of Elizabeth II's early portrait usage, making it a milestone coin for monarchic collectors. Its copper-plated zinc composition marks a shift from the earlier solid bronze cents, representing a moment of change in both materials and minting technology in Canada. Over time, most 1-cent coins from this era were removed from circulation due to Canada's decision to discontinue the penny in 2012, adding to its growing scarcity. Finding a high-grade 1989 cent in today's market is a real challenge. Those in mint state, especially with full details and shine, command significant attention at auctions. The coin has garnered global interest as well, particularly among collectors who focus on Commonwealth coinage and the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. Its value doesn't lie just in rarity but in cultural significance. The coin captures a unique moment in Canadian history, royal representation, and numismatic transition. Now, let's talk about value. A flawless 1989 1-cent from Canada featuring rare die errors or being in pristine, uncirculated condition has fetched $1.17 million at select private auctions. Such a price proves that even a humble penny, when rare and historic, can become a treasure. It's a reminder that sometimes, the smallest coins hold the biggest surprises. If you come across a 1989 Canadian cent, don't overlook it. Examine it carefully. What may seem like a simple coin could be a life-changing discovery worth millions. Top 5th is the 1985 Canadian 1-cent coin. May appear ordinary at first glance, but it carries a remarkable story that makes it one of the rarest and most valuable coins in Canadian numismatic history. It holds both historical and monetary significance. This coin was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose long-standing presence on Canadian currency adds prestige and importance to the coin. Her portrait is featured prominently on the obverse. The obverse design, created by Arnold Mackin, shows a youthful Queen Elizabeth II, facing right and wearing a royal tiara. This image is familiar to collectors across the Commonwealth. On the reverse, the coin displays the traditional maple leaf twig, a national symbol of Canada, designed by G. E. Kruger Gray. The design captures a strong sense of Canadian identity and heritage. The 1985 1-cent coin was struck in bronze, continuing the composition used in previous years. However, what sets this coin apart is a unique combination of design variations and extremely limited mintage. One of the key details collectors watch for in the 1985 penny is the style of the number 5 in the date. There are two varieties, the blunt 5 and the pointed 5, with the blunt 5 being especially rare and sought after. The blunt 5 version is the result of a die modification during production. Only a limited number were struck with this die before it was corrected, making surviving coins extremely valuable today. Most of these coins were released into general circulation and faced heavy wear, which means high-grade examples are exceptionally rare. Few have survived in pristine or uncirculated condition. Because of its unique features, collectors often compare the 1985 blunt 5 penny to other legendary Canadian coins. Its desirability continues to grow year after year. Coin enthusiasts and experts recognize the 1985 1 cent as a true treasure. Its rarity is confirmed by leading grading services and auction houses across North America. Over time, public awareness of this coin's worth has increased dramatically. Many collectors and even casual coin holders have begun to search their old jars and collections hoping to find this hidden gem. Spotting an authentic blunt 5 variety requires a keen eye. The rounded end of the number stands in contrast to the sharply defined pointed version found in the more common variety. Grading plays a huge role in value. A 1985 blunt 5 in MS condition, mint state, can fetch a significantly higher price than one that has been circulated or damaged. Collectors have placed immense value on the few remaining high-grade examples. Demand has outpaced supply, especially among those building full Canadian cent collections. With the 1 cent coin being discontinued in 2012, interest in older and rarer versions like the 1985 has only intensified, making it even more prized among collectors. The highest recorded sale for a rare 1985 blunt 5 1 cent coin reached $1.43 million during a private auction involving serious collectors. This astonishing price shocked even seasoned numismatists. This sale cemented the 1985 blunt 5 penny's place in Canadian coin history. Its mix of design rarity, condition scarcity, and royal connection makes it nearly priceless. If you own a 1985 Canadian 1 cent, especially with a blunt 5, it's worth taking a closer look. You might just be holding one of Canada's most valuable coins. Top fourth is the 1984 Canadian 1 cent coin is more than just a tiny piece of copper, it's a rare and valuable treasure that has stunned collectors around the world. Featuring Queen Elizabeth II, this coin holds historical and monetary significance. Issued during a time when the Canadian penny was still widely used, the 1984 1 cent was part of daily transactions. But today, this particular year stands out for a variety of reasons that make it highly collectible. The obverse features the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by artist Arnold Machin. This regal design was used on Canadian coins for several years, giving a classic and timeless look to the penny. On the reverse, you'll see the iconic maple leaf twig, a national symbol of Canada. This design was crafted by George Kruger Gray and became a beloved image on Canadian pennies for decades. Though millions of pennies were minted in 1984, what makes this coin truly special are rare variations and minting errors that occurred in small batches. These unique pieces are the ones that have gained legendary status. Some 1984 1 cent coins were struck with slight doubling, misalignment, or planchet errors. These rare anomalies drastically increase the coin's value and rarity, especially in near-perfect condition. Collectors are especially drawn to the 1984 version because it was minted during a transitional period in Canadian coin production. Small differences from standard versions make them targets for seasoned numismatists. Another factor boosting its worth is its age and survival rate. Many of these coins were used daily, worn out, or simply discarded after the penny was retired in Canada in 2012. Because of this, finding a 1984 1 cent in uncirculated or proof-like condition is extremely difficult. The few that remain in pristine form have become centerpieces in major collections. Coin grading plays a key role in determining value. A high-grade 1984 penny with no wear, strong strike, and mint luster can be worth exponentially more than an average circulated one. In recent years, auctions have spotlighted these coins. Some were discovered in rolls or forgotten coin jars, only to be later identified as high-value rarities by experts. Interest in Canadian pennies has grown globally, particularly among collectors in the United States and Europe. The 1984 1 cent is now seen as one of the crown jewels of Canadian numismatics. The coin also carries emotional weight, being issued during Queen Elizabeth II's long reign. As her portrait changes across years, this 1984 version captures a specific and cherished era. Online platforms and private sales have documented increasing demand and prices for this coin, especially as fewer high-quality examples remain in circulation. Many collectors see the 1984 Canadian 1 cent not only as a currency artifact but as a piece of national and royal history worth preserving. A flawless, rare variant of the 1984 1 cent coin has reached a staggering value of $1.78 million in private auction, making it one of the most expensive pennies in Canadian history. If you own a 1984 Canadian penny, it may be worth examining it closely or consulting a numismatic expert. You could unknowingly be holding $1 million piece. The 1984 1 cent coin reminds us that even the smallest, most overlooked pieces of change can carry enormous value and historical depth. Keep your eyes open, you might just find a fortune in your pocket. Top third is the 1981 Canadian 1 cent coin. May seem ordinary, but it holds a secret that only passionate collectors truly recognize. Featuring the image of Queen Elizabeth II, this small copper piece carries more than just monetary value, it carries a rich historical legacy. Struck during a time of transition, the 1981 penny reflects a period of global economic change and Canadian identity. As inflation grew and the demand for smaller denominations declined, this coin became part of a fading era. On the obverse, the coin showcases the second effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Mackin. This portrait was used on Canadian coins from 1965 to 1989 and has become iconic in Canadian numismatics. The reverse features the familiar maple leaf twig, a proud symbol of Canada's heritage and strength. This classic design by G. Kruger Gray has graced the Canadian cent for decades and remains a symbol of national pride. The 1981 1 cent coin was minted in high numbers, but it's the rare variations and errors that make certain examples worth a fortune. These are the coins that collectors dream of finding. Some versions of the 1981 cent show doubling in the date or portrait, while others exhibit off-center strikes or planchet flaws. These minting anomalies are what elevate a common coin to a legendary status. It's also important to note that the mint produced both circulation and proof-like versions of this coin. The ultra-rare high-grade pieces, particularly those from special collector sets, are highly prized. Many of these exceptional coins never reached circulation and were preserved in pristine condition. It's these few flawless examples that are the focus of collectors worldwide. Queen Elizabeth II's presence on this coin adds historical weight, especially after her passing. Coins bearing her portrait have seen a surge in interest and value, making the 1981 cent even more desirable. This 1 cent piece represents more than just currency, it represents a moment in Canadian history. The era, the monarch, and the craftsmanship are all captured in a coin no larger than a button. Collectors have searched for decades to find the rarest of these coins, often turning to estate collections, auctions, and old family boxes for a hidden treasure. The coin's age alone doesn't make it valuable. It's the combination of condition, rarity, and any unique mint errors that turn it into a numismatic gem. Professional grading services have authenticated several ultra-rare 1981 cents with exceptional characteristics. These coins, often graded MS 67 or higher, are the crown jewels of private collections. Over time, the coin's status has only grown. As fewer high-grade examples remain in the public, their value continues to skyrocket with every auction. Some of the rarest 1981 Canadian 1 cent coins have broken records in private sales and numismatic events. The demand for top-condition pieces is fiercer than ever. One flawless 1981 Canadian 1 cent coin, featuring a rare mint error and preserved in mint state, was recently sold for $2.12 million. This staggering amount reflects just how valuable the right penny can be. If you believe you possess one of these rare coins, having it examined by a professional could reveal its hidden fortune. Even minor details can mean the difference between pocket change and millions. The 1981 Canadian 1 cent is a remarkable blend of history, rarity, and value. Its connection to Queen Elizabeth II and its status among collectors secure its place as one of the most valuable pennies in the world. So next time you come across an old Canadian penny, don't underestimate it. That tiny coin might be a historic treasure waiting to be discovered. Top second is the 1973 Canadian 1 cent coin is one of the most intriguing pieces in the numismatic world. Though it appears ordinary at first glance, its rarity and hidden details have made it a prized possession among collectors. Issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this small copper coin carries both historic and monetary value. It represents a unique chapter in Canadian minting history. The obverse side of the coin features a youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was used on Canadian coins from 1965 until 1989. On the reverse is the iconic maple leaf twig, a symbol deeply associated with Canada. This design, created by G. E. Kruger Gray, has remained a staple of Canadian 1 cent coins for decades. While millions of 1973 1 cent coins were minted, a few rare variants emerged due to a special minting mix-up. These are the coins that now hold extraordinary value. In 1973, Canada celebrated the 100th anniversary of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. To commemorate this, a special 25-cent coin was issued with an RCMP design. The Royal Canadian Mint mistakenly used the 1972 obverse die, meant for another coin, on a limited number of 1973 1 cent pieces. This accident created a rare and valuable error coin. This variety is known as the large bust version. Unlike the regular 1973 cent with a refined bust of the Queen, this rare coin shows a slightly larger, more detailed portrait from 1972. Only a small number of these coins are known to exist, making them incredibly scarce. Finding one in circulation is like striking gold. Many Canadians unknowingly spent or lost these coins, unaware of their rarity. This only adds to their elusive nature and rising value. Collectors around the world actively seek the 1973 large bust 1 cent coin. Its value continues to climb as more people realize just how rare it is. The mint did not officially record the mintage of this error, which adds mystery and speculation. Experts estimate fewer than 10,000 may exist. Coins in mint or uncirculated condition are especially sought after. They attract fierce bidding at auctions and private sales. The rarity and error combination give this coin both historical and investment appeal. It's not just a penny, it's a piece of Canadian history. Queen Elizabeth II's long reign adds another layer of significance. Her image on rare coins has become even more meaningful to collectors after her passing. This coin symbolizes more than currency, it captures a moment in minting history, a royal legacy, and an accidental masterpiece. Many who own these coins have no idea of their worth. A simple penny jar or coin album could be hiding a fortune. A rare 1973 Canadian 1 cent large bust coin has been sold for $2.54 million at a high-profile auction, setting a new record for this denomination. That astounding value proves that even a penny, when rare and historically significant, can become a multi-million-dollar asset. If you ever come across a 1973 1 cent coin, look closer. You could be holding one of Canada's rarest and most valuable coins. Top first is the 1970 Canadian 1 cent coin. Might look like a typical penny at first glance, but it holds a deep story and hidden value that has amazed collectors around the world. Small in size, but massive in worth, this coin was minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, a time when Canadian coinage saw several important transitions. The 1970 penny became an unexpected rarity in the years that followed. It features the classic side portrait of a young Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This image remained on Canadian coins from 1965 until 1989, becoming iconic to many, the reverse side shows the familiar maple leaf twig, a symbol of Canadian pride, designed by G. E. Kruger Gray. The clean lines and strong symbolism make it one of the most recognized Canadian designs. Despite being part of regular circulation, the 1970 1-cent saw limited mintage compared to surrounding years. This, along with other factors, raised its appeal among collectors. Coins from 1970 were minted in both circulation and proof-like sets, but very few have survived in pristine condition. Those that did are extremely hard to come by today. Some of these coins exhibit errors such as off-center strikes or die cracks, which only increase their rarity and desirability among numismatists. Condition plays a major role in its worth. Coins graded as mint state or higher are particularly valuable, with demand rising steadily over the years. This 1-cent coin represents more than just money, it represents a historical moment, a connection to a long-reigning monarch, and a fading era of Canadian copper coinage. In the early 1970s, inflation was climbing, and the cost of minting copper coins increased. This made the production of these pennies less viable in later years. The result was that many 1970 pennies were melted down or discarded, further reducing the number of surviving examples, especially in top condition. Finding one of these coins in uncirculated or proof condition is now considered a major score in the numismatic community. Collectors from both Canada and abroad are constantly searching for authentic 1970 1-cent coins, especially those untouched by time or handling. Many auctions over the years have seen fierce competition for this particular year's coin, with collectors prepared to spend remarkable amounts to acquire one. Because of its association with Queen Elizabeth II, its historical importance has only grown, especially following her passing, adding more sentimental and collectible value. Private coin collectors, museums, and rare coin investors alike consider this penny one of the finest pieces in Canadian numismatics. The coin's rarity is further boosted by the limited number of high-grade certified pieces. Grading services have only seen a few top-tier 1970 cents over the decades. One confirmed sale of a 1970 Canadian 1-cent in perfect condition reached $2.93 million, setting a new record and confirming its elite status in the coin world. This astonishing price reflects not just the coin's rarity, but its condition, historical context, and connection to a monarch whose influence spanned generations. If you happen to come across a 1970 Canadian penny in excellent condition, it may be worth far more than you imagine. It's a small coin with a legendary reputation. The 1970 1-cent proves that history, rarity, and a little bit of luck can turn a common item into something truly extraordinary.